I am Betty Michelle, and I am beyond excited to have you join me for my podcast, The Purpose Talk, your weekly dose of inspiration, biblical truths, practical guidance, and heartfelt conversations, empowering you to live a life of purpose, creating the life you've always dreamed of. Each week, you'll join me to embark on a journey towards discovering your purpose, truly uncovering the unique gifts and talents that define you, and gaining clarity on the direction your life is meant to take. We will embark on a journey towards pursuing your dream, following the passions that ignite your soul, and turning your aspirations into reality with unwavering determination. Taking bold steps to live out your true calling and transforming your intentions into impactful actions that lead you to a fulfilling and purpose-driven life. So join me every week on this journey to pursue purpose. It's one worth taking. Let's go. Hi there. I'm so happy to have you to join me today as we tackle a subject that I find so much fun in: creativity. We often think of creativity as something reserved for artists, musicians, or writers. But in truth, creativity is essential for everyone, especially when it comes to fulfilling our purpose. This morning, as I sat at my laptop to record this topic, I was reminded about creativity in so many ways. While I talk to God before I record every morning, for Him to guide my steps and to provide the words to share with my audience, it is clear that He talked back today. It's 5:30 a.m., and I am able to witness creativity of the Creator Himself. I am sitting here in a quiet space, microphone ready, before the hustle and bustle of the day begins. My house is still. My squad, my 3 beautiful children, are fast asleep, and for now, it's just me and the stillness of the early morning. As I sit here, I get to witness the sun beginning to rise, painting the sky with colors of pink, orange, and gold. There's something incredibly intimate about these moments. Being alone with God's creation, watching the world wake up. I'm always in awe of the details. The way the light breaks through the darkness, the way the birds begin to sing. And that's one of my favorites because they hold a tune of joy. Is that something you've ever experienced at the dawn of the day? It's magical. The way everything comes to life just as He designed it. And I'm also amazed at God in the way in which everything comes to life just as He designed it. It reminds me of the intimacy and care God put into creating the heavens and the earth. He didn't rush. And while I don't know that for a fact, I like to think that He took His time with our creation. So for me, He didn't rush. He took His time, crafted each detail with love, with purpose, with creativity. And as I sit here in this sacred moment, I realize that just like the sunrise, we are all created with the same intentionality. We are designed to break free from the darkness, to embrace the light, and to let our creativity shine. Each of us has been given a unique spark of creativity, a piece of God's own nature that we can use to fulfill our purpose. But here's the big question. Is creativity essential for fulfilling your purpose? The answer is a resounding yes for me, and I'd love to unpack it with you today. Creativity isn't just about artistic expression. It's about seeing the world in a new light, solving problems in innovative ways, and discovering unique pathways that align with your God-given purpose. When we think creatively, we open ourselves up to God's infinite possibilities for our lives. Consider this. Ephesians 2:10 tells us, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." This verse isn't foreign to you because I've said it before. And again, it's a powerful reminder that we are not only created with purpose, but also with the tools like creativity to fulfill that purpose. But why do so many of us struggle to tap into creativity? As children, we are naturally creative. Studies show that children around the age 6 are at their creative peak. They play, imagine, and create without fear of judgment or failure. But as we grow older, societal pressures, fear of failure, and the rigid structures of our education systems start to dampen our creative spirit. Research indicates that by the time children reach adolescence, there's a significant decline in creative thinking. Schools, often driven by standardized testing and conformity, inadvertently stifle creativity. This trend continues into adulthood, where the pressures of work, family, and societal expectations push us to prioritize stability and practicality over creativity. Very interesting study that I just found not too long ago. NASA conducted a study on creativity, finding that 98% of children aged 5 scored at the genius level for creativity. But by age 15, that number dropped to just 12%. So from 98% genius to 12%. That is mind-blowing. The study suggests that our natural creativity diminished over time due to the things I just mentioned, societal pressures, and the education system that emphasizes things that are not aligned to creative thinking. Things like structure, the way in which you walk in the hallway, the way in which you talk and you respond to peers, a timestamp for needing to be somewhere at a given time. Let's face it, some schools do not even have recess, allowing for social engagement. And while I am not against schools, we know that I've spent most of my career there. I do see that some of the structures that we have in place oftentimes stifle creative thinking. So what really happens? We lose touch with the essential parts of ourselves that God designed to help us live out our purpose. But here's the good news. You can reconnect with that creative spirit, and it's never too late. Thinking back to my childhood, I remember how creativity was at the core of everything I did. One of my fondest memories is playing pretend teacher with my siblings and cousins. I would line them up in rows, teach them lessons, and even grade their work. The best part for me was fighting with my cousin Treese about who would be the teacher. She was always so bossy about it, and if I'm honest, she was the better teacher. But I was the oldest, so it was only right that I was the lead teacher. It wasn't just a game, however. It was the beginning of something much greater. Even as a child, I felt a deep calling toward education and a passion for helping others grow. This childhood game sparked a lifelong journey, leading me to a fulfilling career in the K-8 education sector, where I focused on optimizing operational practices to ensure every minute of the school day counted, giving teachers more time to do what they do best. So hear me well. Education is absolutely necessary because teachers are grooming and preparing our next generation of leaders. So while creativity can be stifled by education, they are both needed, and we need to learn how they can fit together in harmony with one another. And let's talk about childhood passion. We just talked about it last week. I'll hone in on it again this week. What started for me as a childhood passion for coaching and guiding others has evolved over the years, transforming my life and career. This passion drove me to make a meaningful impact in education and has now propelled me into entrepreneurship. Today, as a business leader, I continue to channel that same passion into empowering others, helping them unlock their potential and create purposeful lives. It mattered then, and it matters even more now. But I wasn't the only one. Many of us had childhood dreams fueled by creativity, whether it was drawing, building, storytelling, or something else entirely. Unfortunately, not everyone is encouraged to follow their passions. Socioeconomic barriers, cultural expectations, and the pursuit of the American dream often push us towards more stable careers, sometimes at the expense of our creative gifts. Let's take a moment to draw inspiration from the remarkable journey of Ava DuVernay, an incredible Black creative who shattered barriers in Hollywood. Ava, and believe me, you know her, the director of Selma, A Wrinkle in Time, and my favorite, Queen Sugar. She didn't begin her directing career until she was in her 30s, a time when many feel as if it's too late to start over or embark on a new path. Yet she went on to create powerful, groundbreaking work, like the ones I just mentioned. And when I say Queen Sugar is my favorite, it is one of my favorites. You know this name, you know her work, but hear me tell you, she didn't start until she was in her 30s. Her story is a testament to the ideal that it's never too late to pursue your dreams, especially when those dreams are sparked by a sense of purpose and a desire to make a difference. Ava's journey has deeply impacted my own understanding of purpose and the power of creativity. It has taught me that we can always choose to start fresh, to chase our passions with all we've got, and to leave a mark that goes beyond ourselves. Her story serves as a reminder that creativity can open doors to new opportunities, even when the path forward isn't clear. Ava's courage to redefine her path encourages us to pursue our own dreams, not just for personal fulfillment, but to contribute to a greater good in our communities. It's about building a legacy that breaks down generational curses and pave the way for future generations to dream bigger and aim higher. Her journey inspires us all to tap into our creative potential and to use it to impact the world around us in meaningful ways. Ava's story is proof that it is never too late to start over, pursue what you love, and build something truly extraordinary. Now let's turn this reflection inward. Take a moment to think about your own childhood. What were your favorite activities? What dreams did you have? At what point did you stop pursuing them? As you ponder these questions, ask yourself, what would it look like to reconnect with that part of yourself today? How can you incorporate those childhood passions into your life right now, even in small ways? Tapping into your creativity isn't just about drawing or writing. That's very basic if you ask me. It's about shifting your mindset and seeing the world through a new lens. Creativity allows you to explore uncharted territories in your life, imagine new possibilities, and discover innovative solutions to challenges. It's about thinking outside the box and daring to dream bigger. Take Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, right? Edison is famously known for his quote, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." I don't know about you, but as I'm doing this work, I can tell you now, I have not tried anything 10,000 times. And here Edison is saying, I have just found 10,000 ways that it won't work. You see, my friend, we still have work to do. His creative process involves persistence, curiosity, and a willingness to think differently. 10,000 is a big number. That's a big number of failures. Yet he said, I found 10,000 ways it didn't work. His story reminds us that creativity isn't always about immediate success. It's about the journey of exploration and innovation. And let's not forget Simon Sinek, whose leadership development strategies are rooted in creative thinking. Simon's concept of start with why revolutionized how we approach leadership and innovation in the workplace. He emphasizes that understanding the deeper purpose behind our actions spark creativity, enabling us to inspire others and drive meaningful change. I have used his concepts most of my career, and I am here to tell you that it has shaped the way I think as a leader, coach people to greatness, and commit to excellence for myself and the work I do. I am often reminded of my why, and it is the driving force that keeps me going every single day. Do you know why you are doing the things that you are doing? Are they impacting your purpose and impacting your future? Most importantly, are they allowing you to be as creative as you desire to be as you hone in on the passions that you have inside of you? So how do you tap into this creativity, whether for yourself, in your job, to keep the spark in your children alive, or even in your relationships? I want to take the time to share 3 practical ways to tap into your creativity now. 1, embrace curiosity. Curiosity is the gateway to creativity. Start asking what if questions in your daily life. My favorite what if question is what if it actually works? And it's my favorite because it reminds me to have asset-based thinking, to be optimistic in all of the things that I do, and to understand and know that it can work if I just shift my mindset. So tapping into creativity often involves embracing curiosity. What if you approached a problem from a different angle? What if you explored a new hobby? What if you took a leap of faith in an area you've been hesitant about? Curiosity opens the door to fresh perspectives and new ideas. I encourage you to do this not just with yourself, but with your family as well, especially with your children. Just get into the habit of challenging your thinking with what if. Number 2, break the routine. And I know this sounds so crazy as a mom of 3. I am still fighting to this day the bedtime routine. So for me to tell you break routines is hard, but it does spark creativity. Let me challenge you with some smaller routines to break. Routines can be comforting, but they can also stifle creativity. Shaking things up by changing your environment, trying something new, or even rearranging your workplace. These small changes can trigger new ideas and spark your creative energy. Notice I didn't say break those bedtime routines for all my moms listening. I get it. Let me stop here and say I have been tailoring most of my podcasts to mom and women, but I do not mean to leave men out. So do not break the bedtime routine, moms and dads. I often tell my clients to switch up their daily commute or take a different route when walking. See how I didn't say break the bedtime routine? It's amazing how a simple change of scenery can inspire new thoughts. So I would rather you just take a different commute and challenge yourself to break the routine. Next, surround yourself with inspiration. Creativity thrives in environments that nurture it. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, visit places that stir your soul, and consume content that fuels your passion. Whether it's reading a book, listening to music, or spending time in nature, find what inspires you and immerse yourself in it. Remember, creativity is contagious. When you're around it, you can't help but catch it. Lastly, my favorite is people watching. People watching is a great way to spark creativity. When we watch others, their gestures, their expressions, their interactions, we get a peek into their stories and their lives. These moments show us the beauty and the complexity of everyday life. Each person becomes a character in a story, and we start to imagine what their life might be like. This simple act of observing helps us to see the world from different perspectives, which can inspire new ideas and fresh ways of thinking. It's not just about observing people, but also noticing the little details. The way someone dresses. The fashionistas always get me. The unique accessories that they wear or how they style their hair. It's an absolute plus. And I love to compliment people when they let their authenticity show. You might notice how someone orders their coffee, carefully choosing just the right mix of flavors and toppings, or the way they hold on to a book that they are deeply engrossed in, highlighting passages with bright markers. All of these things lead to one thing: watching how people interact with each other, whether it's animated conversation, a quiet exchange of glances, or even a playful argument, can reveal so much about human nature. It simply sparks creativity. You start to see the stories behind their actions. The couple sharing a quiet, intimate moment at a cafe, the child bouncing with joy as they skip down the street, or the elderly gentleman meticulously choosing flowers, perhaps for someone special. Even the way people walk, their posture, the pace they move at, or the expressions that they have while waiting for a bus can ignite new ideas. These everyday scenes are full of stories waiting to be told, and they remind us that inspiration is all around us. Observing these moments can spark new thoughts, ideas, and creative stories in our minds, helping us to see the world in new and imaginative ways. Let's be real. You know I keep it real. While creativity is a beautiful and essential tool in pursuing our purpose, it isn't always easy to maintain. Life has a way of throwing challenges our way that can steer us away from our creative paths. Stress, fear of failure, self-doubt, and even criticism from others can make us hesitant to explore new ideas or express our creative selves. It really can stop us from moving forward with the things that we are designed to do. The purposeful things. Think about J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became one of the world's best-selling authors, she faced numerous rejections, personal hardships, and financial struggles. There was times when she felt like giving up, I'm sure. I don't know her personally, but who wouldn't after being rejected? But her commitment to her creative vision kept her going. and it is inspiring to me. I held on to those Harry Potter books a lot of my childhood, reading page after page, being enthralled in all of the creativity that she poured into the words as she wrote out an amazing story. She pushed past the challenges and continued to write, eventually bringing the magical world of Harry Potter to life. And if you have ever visited Universal Islands of Adventure in Florida, the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is one of my favorite rides. My oldest son and I have taken turns riding that ride over and over and over again for every Florida visit. And we go almost every year. So that tells you that it is something. And not just the ride, the entire town itself. So when I say that I am glad that J.K. Rowling's continued to push past challenges and write, bringing us the magic of Harry Potter, I am glad. I am grateful. Her story is a powerful example of resilience and the importance of staying true to your creative pursuits, no matter the obstacles. Similarly, in my own journey, there are moments when I face significant challenges that test my commitment to this creative work. I tell you all the time, starting my own business wasn't easy. I encountered self-doubt and still do. And external criticisms, man, it's real. It's real. It makes me question my path. But I also realized that these challenges were not meant to stop me, but to shape me. They are opportunities to grow, learn, and redefine my creative abilities, especially if I want to keep up with all the jazz that social media has to offer. Here I am thinking often that every setback is a setup for a greater comeback, and that my mindset allows me to keep moving forward. Challenges can actually fuel creativity by pushing us to think differently, adapt, and innovate. When we face obstacles, we're forced to explore new ways of thinking and doing things. For instance, during the pandemic, many people had to pivot their careers, lifestyles, and ways of interacting with the world. I'd like to think that podcasting took off even more during this time, because how else were people able to connect? This period, though difficult, sparked a wave of creative solutions, from virtual meetings and remote learning to a new business model and online communities. To maintain your creative spark amidst challenges, it's important to shift your perspective. Instead of viewing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as opportunities to think creatively and come up with innovative solutions. Remember, creativity thrives on constraints. Sometimes the very limitations you face can inspire the most groundbreaking ideas. So how can we cultivate creativity daily and ensure it becomes a consistent part of our lives? Here are a few strategies to keep that creative fire burning. 1. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay present and aware, which is key to tapping into your creative potential. Take time each day to slow down, breathe, and observe your surroundings. Notice the colors, sounds, and textures around you. This practice not only reduces stress, but also opens your mind to new ideas and inspirations. 2. Engage in creative activities regularly. Dedicate time to activities that stimulate your creativity, whether it's writing, painting, dancing, cooking, or playing an instrument. These activities are not just hobbies. They're essential practices that keep your creative muscle strong. Even a few minutes each day can make a difference. 3. Collaborate with others. Creativity flourishes in community. Engage with others who inspire you and challenge your thinking. Join a group, participate in a workshop, or simply have coffee with a friend who is also passionate about creativity. Collaboration opens doors to new ideas and perspectives. And finally, reflect on your experiences. Take time to reflect on your experiences, successes, and failures. Journaling can be a great tool for this. And you all know how I feel about journaling by now. Writing down your thoughts and emotions helps you process them and gain insights that can fuel your creativity. Reflect on what you've learned, what excites you, and how you can apply these lessons moving forward. Now that we've discussed how to tap into your creativity and how to exercise daily activities that will help you along the way, I want us to talk about action steps this week. This week, I challenge you to reconnect with your childhood creativity. Think back to the activities you loved as a child and find a way to re-engage with them. I know you can do it, and I believe in you. So no matter what that creative spark was as a child, I want you to be very childish this week. After all, it will help you gain insights to your passions and your creative juice. Next, morning pages. So let's just say that tapping into childhood reconnection may be hard for you. Another way to do this is with morning pages. Try incorporating morning pages into your daily routine. Every morning, write 3 pages of whatever comes to mind. This practice helps clear mental clutter and opens up space for creative ideas to emerge. Don't worry about what you're writing. Just let the words flow. It's a powerful way to start your day with a fresh, creative mindset. And if those two, creative reconnection and morning pages, aren't right for you, how about creative prayer? Engage in creative prayer. Ask God to reveal new ideas, insights, and pathways related to your purpose. Sit quietly, meditate on God's promises, and be open to the inspiration that comes. God is the ultimate creator, and when He aligns our creativity with His divine promise, amazing things happen. I would just say here that my opening to the podcast this morning was completely different when I wrote it out. This morning, I spent time in creative prayer with God. And like most days when I record a podcast, I do the same things. I open up in prayer, asking God to order my steps. By this, I mean giving me the words to share with my audience that they need in real time. Because I trust His guidance over my own, creative prayer allows for me to make room and space for Him to use me. I had no intention of opening up with the awakening of the world and how God was creative in creating the heavens and the earth. But something came over me this morning as I thought about how I should share that as an insightful opening for this podcast. So again, everything I say to you all is something that I have experienced in real time, or is something that I know to be true because it has worked for me. Creative prayer works so much so that I was able to engage with you all with a more meaningful opening to the podcast today. Trust God, trust His guidance, and trust that He knows exactly what you need when you think about the creativity that you want to share with the world. And lastly, innovative brainstorm. So let's just say that childhood reconnection, morning pages, and creative prayer are not for you. Another way is to use creative brainstorm. Set aside time to grab a notebook or a whiteboard, and without overthinking, jot down all the ideas that come to mind about how you can pursue your purpose more creatively. Don't judge the ideas, just let them flow. Later, you can come back and redefine them. But for now, just focus on quantity over quality. And not to say that your innovative thoughts won't be quality work, but what I want you to get in the habit of is jotting down all of your ideas. Because the next thing that I would challenge you to do is to go right back to that creative prayer and pray over these ideas so that God can reveal to you what you are supposed to do with your creative genius. In closing, remember that creativity is not a gift reserved for a select few. It's an intentional design to emphasize who you are. It's a divine tool given to you by God to help you fulfill your unique purpose in life. Whether you're an artist, a teacher, a business professional, a parent, or an influencer, creativity is essential for navigating your journey and leaving a lasting impact. Don't be afraid to embrace your creative side. Remember that it's never too late to start, and there are no limits to what you can achieve when you let your creativity flow. Take the time to nurture it, practice it, and most importantly, enjoy it. Let it guide you, inspire you, and lead you to places you never imagined possible. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of unleashing creativity in pursuit of purpose. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend, leave a review, or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Together, let's inspire more people to pursue their purpose with passion and creativity. I want to remind you of my latest ebook, The Pursuit of Dreams. If you're feeling stuck or uncertain about how to move forward, this ebook is packed with insights, actionable steps, and biblical wisdom to help you break free and step into your purpose. You can grab your copy at www.bettymichellemc.com/giveaways. I hope you feel inspired and encouraged to tap into your creative potential and use it to make a difference in your life and the lives of others. As always, I am here for you. If you have questions, insights, feedback, or just want to share your creative journey, feel free to reach out to me at info@bettymichellemc.com. Until next time, stay creative, stay inspired, and keep pursuing your purpose. This is Betty Michelle signing off.